So this past week, I've had a lot of people ask me about Bitcoin because it's been in the news. And, questions like, how can some virtual currency be worth something if it's just ones and zeros out there in cyberspace? Um, like, who's backing the value of the currency? Is it a bubble? Is it going to burst? You know, there's a lot of things being said by a lot of people that don't quite have a total feel for what's going on with cryptocurrency. So I thought I would, briefly cover a couple points. And my cat Michelle Pfeiffer and I are just kind of hanging out tonight. So I thought I would just make a quick video and everybody can see her, and she's cute. So um, let's talk about electronic currency today, right? Some people have this challenge seeing where they could ever see themselves paying with some kind of online currency. Aren't you doing that today with a credit card? I mean, that's not cash, right? When you pay off your credit card, most people are going online and making a transfer to pay that off. So I don't really see where it's a big jump to understand that you could send a payment online. It seems like we do it every day, right? So back when the internet kind of started becoming in vogue, there was this guy that decided he wanted to sell books online. And books became pretty much anything. And before long, he had Amazon. So in '99, people had a hard time understanding why people were investing in Amazon. Now, I bet a lot of us wish we would have bought into Amazon. But what it really comes down to is, all right, go ahead. A lot of people had a problem understanding, like, they couldn't see the vision. Oh, we're going to pay online and it's going to show up at our door. Yeah. Now, I bet a lot of you are actually ordering most of your Christmas stuff via Amazon because you don't want to go out to the mall and deal with traffic and all the craziness. I get that. I hate going to the mall. So, all right, you got that. But what's the cost of those transactions? There's a transaction fee that retailers are assuming, and they vary, but 2%, 3%, depending on which card and what volume these companies do. But that's still a cost of doing business, right? So that's usually what people associate the cost of using credit cards. But if you ask Home Depot, Target, Sears, Chipotle, Brooks Brothers, Kmart, Equifax, Sonic, Hyatt Hotels, Uber, JCPenney's, 7-Eleven, JetBlue, Dow Jones, you keep going, all the companies that have had data breaches that compromised their customers' credit cards, right? Well, it's cost them a lot of money. And other companies are having to spend a lot of money to protect that data in the hopes it doesn't get breached. So when you look at the cost of taking credit cards, it's more than just a transaction fee, right? But what's the difference between cryptocurrency and credit cards when it comes to security? Well, the easiest way I can demonstrate that is putting my wallet address out there for my Bitcoin wallet, right? So basically that's my account number. You can look at it, but you can't do anything with it because you don't have my private key. I have my private key. I'm the only person that can make any transactions because I have this private key. So I would say there's a certain level of security that comes with cryptocurrencies that you're not going to get with credit cards. And if you don't believe me and you think that's, a bunch of crap, that's fine. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your credit card number and information in the comments below. And in 24 hours, we'll see which one of us is still whole. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But you understand where I'm coming from, hopefully. So Next, you look at the speed at which banks move money around the world. I don't know if you've ever wired money across the world, but it can be a real pain. So if I don't schedule it by a certain time in the morning, it isn't going to go out till the following day. And then once it's received over there, usually the next business day when they're open, then there's going to be a verification process, and they may choose to hold those funds for a certain amount of time until all the verifications can be done and all that. You know what? If I send Ethereum, I'll get 30 network confirmations within, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes, and my funds are available. I can share my Ethereum address, and, well, you can't do anything with it. That's pretty cool. Can't do that with your bank. That's where cryptocurrencies have value. So a lot of folks that I've talked to, one of their big drawback is, well, cryptocurrencies aren't put out by any country. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's decentralized. So what they seem to not understand is that there is a finite supply. So there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins, okay? So at 21 million, if there's demand for more, basically it's just going to push the price up, right? So now there are some that are not in circulation, and those are being mined by Bitcoin miners, and that's kind of another discussion. But at the end of the day, it's going to cap out at 21 million. So really, you're only looking at demand. Demand's going to set the price. Country doesn't back the price, doesn't back the value. You back the value as owning it. So, recently in Zimbabwe, you had Mugabe. He was ousted in a coup. What's the first thing people did with their money? They ran out and got Bitcoin. Why? Because their country's currency was going to be devalued, and they thought, man, I want to put it into something that's safe, right? I mean, if you go down to Venezuela right now, they're in a horrible economic situation. And they have hyperinflation. Their money's not worth anything. I mean, it's better off as toilet paper, right? The US dollar's constantly getting devalued, and you think, oh yeah, not really. Okay, 6 years ago, you would go into the store, you'd buy a 5-pound bag of sugar. Now it's a 4-pound bag of sugar at the same price. Yeah, it's being devalued. It's going to buy less, right? I used to go into the service station and get a bottle of Gatorade for $1.89. It was a 32-ounce bottle. Well, now it's $1.99 for a 24-ounce bottle because the dollar doesn't go as far, right? So basically, when you're looking at a cryptocurrency, there's nobody out there that's going to say, well, I'm out of money, so I need to print more, which will add to the supply and drop the value of it. Okay, that doesn't exist. And if you're familiar with how the blockchain works, basically, once there's an entry made in the blockchain and it gets copied out across all the rest of the chain, there's mathematically no way you can go in and change it. So now you have an immutable record of all transactions. Now, do I think Bitcoin is going to win the cryptocurrency race? Not in a million years. But in the foreseeable future, that's where a lot of people are putting a lot of value. And I think that's going to continue to go up even after there's a better option out there. I think Ethereum has a whole lot more going for it as far as being used as a means of currency. But, Bitcoin's in vogue. It's in the news. It's in high demand, which means the price just continues to go. A month ago, it was like $5,300. Now it's $14,300. Okay, so every time you hear Bitcoin in the news, it doesn't even matter if it's bad news. It goes up, right? So at least for the next maybe 6 months, year, 2 years, I can see where Bitcoin's going to continue. Now, you got John McAfee, who is the founder of McAfee Antivirus, and he says that Bitcoin in 4 years is going to be worth $100,000. I hope he's right. That'd be great. I'd love to have that tax problem when I finally sell my Bitcoin and have to sit down with a tax accountant and figure out how much tax I owe. That's a good problem to have, right? So I hope that kind of helps clear up some of the ambiguities about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin. Personally, I have more than just Bitcoin. I have some Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, IOTA, and a couple others. And you just never know which one is going to end up kind of winning the race, so to speak, right? But it's definitely, let's see. As of tonight, I am up 50% in less than a month. Okay, I can deal with that. And one of these days when I sell it, like I said, I'll have to hire an accountant and figure out how I'm going to, file that on my taxes. Right now, I'm all about it. Like I said, that'd be a welcome problem to have one day, right? So, if you think that $14,000 is the top of the bubble and it's just going to burst and all go away, maybe you're right, but I don't think so. I have a vision for where cryptocurrency is going. And like I said, it's in its infancy. There's a lot that's still going to change, right? But until we have that one crypto or several cryptocurrencies that gets worldwide acceptance, I would say, any of the top 5 would be something that would be good to have. Because one thing's for sure, we've got to get away from using credit cards. Okay, they're too easy to steal. They're too easy to misuse. I've had my card number swiped like 4 times, okay, in 15 years. And it sucks. And you've probably been there too. I can't put that on my website. I can put my wallet address on my website. Man, I wish I could go to a gas station with this, then I wouldn't have to worry about somebody putting a little card reader on the gas pump, right? But that's neither here nor there. Maybe that'll change. If you want more information, you can go to learntobuycryptocurrency.com. And over time, I'm going to add some more articles. I do have some guest writers that are going to write some articles for me, so it won't just be me. And if you're interested in writing for the blog, contact me. Hit me up in comments. And if you have questions that you want me to research and answer, definitely put your questions in the comments, and I will do everything I can to find you an authoritative answer. I hope you have a good evening, and hopefully you buy some cryptocurrency before it gets too expensive. Have a good night.